up, everybody? So I am here at my C8 Z right behind me, and for today's video what I want to talk about is the exhaust on these C8 Z06s. Currently I have a stock exhaust system, and there's a reason why I say currently. But a stock exhaust system, one to kind of go through the different modes that are on the car for the exhaust. It basically kind of goes from mild to wild, right? That's what you get from the factory, and it's actually pretty good from the factory. And to me, I think it's probably one of the best sounding, actually the best sounding Corvette generation that's ever come out, at least with the Z06s. So I really love it a lot. I'm going to do a little drive and kind of talk to you about my thoughts with the different modes that they have in it. I'm not sure exactly if these are the same exact modes that the standard C8 has. I've driven the standard C8 a little bit, but I haven't really gone through the whole thing, so it might be, it might not, I don't know. I just know this is what it is for the Z06, and this is what it sounds like. You'll be able to hear some nice crisp exhaust notes, and just up and down the street, like nothing crazy, you know, but still it's something that you want to hear, right? Like I could take it to the track and do, you know, 150 mile per hour and let you hear that, but you don't do 150 on the street. So I kind of let you hear a little bit of acceleration, deceleration, downshifts, cruising, all that stuff. Kind of let you hear them all in different modes, so you know what it's like from what people are hearing outside the car. Because inside the cabin is fairly quiet, can be a little loud, but fairly quiet. But outside the car is a lot louder. And I didn't realize that until I let somebody actually drive the car for once. And when I let them drive it and I was standing outside, I'm like, holy crap, this car is like loud. So it's gonna be good for you to kind of hear what it sounds like. It's gonna be cool. And yeah, I'll get some clips out for you so you can hear what the C8 Z06 sounds. And you know, if you're ever sitting around bored and you want to just listen to a C8 Z06, and this is a video for you for a while. All right, so just hopping into the car right now, putting my vertical door down, getting ready to go on a little drive so that you can hear the C8Z. First off, we're going to fire it up. I fire it up in my mode. My mode is set in a way where it's your own custom settings for the car. So right now I have my own custom settings on what I want the exhaust to sound like, what I want the steering to feel like, the suspension to feel like, the shifts, everything. Like I got it all customized for me, and it's like a nice blend of comfort and sport all in kind of one. So this is my mode, right? And when it fires up at first, you can hear the exhaust. It's pretty loud from out there. You're gonna be hearing on this video what the exhaust sounds from out there, and also a little bit inside. We'll have to do a little bit of audio mixing so that you can still hear me, because it's gonna be pretty loud with where I got the audio recording from. Yeah, this is my mode right here. But what we'll do at first is I'm gonna actually switch it to, well, actually before I even start switching modes, let me tell you real quick. With this car, do I feel like it's the best sounding Z06 generation? Yes, it's loud, and you can also make it mild. It has this crisp, very, very crisp, flat plane crank V8 sound. You know, everybody says it sounds like a Ferrari, it sounds like a Ferrari. It sounds like a better Ferrari, like it's the better version of it. The reason why is you see most of these Ferraris, they're like 4 liters or maybe even 3 liter. I don't know how big the V8s are, but they're smaller than this one. This is a 5.5 liter, and it has a deeper flat plane crank V8 sound, and it's just so much better. I mean, the way that how loud this thing is, the way it sounds, I mean, it's to me the best sounding V8 out there. There isn't any other V8 that sounds better than this, and that's my personal opinion. You might have a different opinion, it's all good. But that's my opinion, right? But I love this car. It's absolutely incredible. The way it sounds, feels, handles, everything. It's just, it's the best car I've ever bought. C8 Z06, good job, Chevrolet. You did your job. So I'm gonna put it in weather mode. That's gonna be the first mode we go to. Weather mode is like the comfort slash weather, right? If it's raining, which is actually sprinkling a little bit outside. If it's like bad weather or something like that, you wanna put in that mode, but it also quiets the car down. So right now I'm in my mode, which I have everything really opened up in the exhaust, and I'm sitting here idling, but I'm gonna switch it to weather mode. You switch it to weather, now you see how much it quieted it down, right? It's now a lot quieter at idle. You can barely hear it. It doesn't sound like anything at all, and it's super, super quiet. And once we start doing our drive and stuff, I'll start showing you all the different modes on what it sounds like. I'm gonna switch from weather now to my mode again, so you can see that difference. My mode, you can see the change now and the fluctuation once again at idle. Now we're gonna go from my mode to touring mode. Touring mode is a mix between like kind of all out track mode and weather mode. It's like that in between. So I'm gonna switch over to touring mode. A little bit quieter, but not like weather mode quiet. You can still hear it. It's actually a really good mode for cruising around standard, like normally, where you're not like silent, but you can still have some sound. Touring mode is actually a really great mode. For me, I just like everything opened up. Now we're gonna switch over to sport mode. Switch over to sport. Sport brings it all the way back open again. All the valves, the exhaust valves open back up. It's just like how I have it on my mode. Also, if you go to Z mode too on the cars, it's gonna sound the exact same. I'm gonna switch over to track mode, which is gonna sound the exact same. So switch over to track. So we switched over to track, there's no change at all, right? It's still the same note. So really, even though there's all these different modes, there's really, the settings for the exhaust are only a few, right? You have your super ultra quiet mode, which is the weather mode. Then your touring mode's just a little bit louder than that. And then your sport, your Z mode, your track mode, and even if you adjust your my mode to make it like those modes are all your like everything's opened up mode. So it depends on what you like. But we're gonna start off driving with the weather mode so you kind of hear what it sounds like. It's very quiet. I just switched over to weather, super quiet. We're gonna start going, and I'll be in like in my manual mode too as well, so you can kind of hear different gears. Rolling out of the lot right now, first gear. You can barely hear it. And this is just parking lot speeds right now, driving, nothing crazy. You can barely hear the car. Now, when you're in this weather mode and all the valves are closed in the exhaust and it's super quiet, you don't want to bang on the car super hard for a long time. Like, for example, what I mean is you don't want to go to the track like this and run it on the track like this. For whatever reason, I heard it's not good for the car. So don't do it. I'm letting it go through the gears a little bit. It definitely shifts a lot slower. You don't have as much power. The suspension's a lot softer in this weather mode. I've actually never driven the car even semi-hard at all in weather mode. And I'm not even driving it hard right now. I'm just driving a little bit and I can feel like I don't even have as much horsepower. I'm like, this thing isn't as peppy as normal. I'm in fourth gear right now. But this is definitely a good creeping mode. Like when I say creeping, as in like if you're creeping along somewhere and you're trying to be super quiet, like this is a good mode. So like when you're entering your neighborhood late at night or exiting your neighborhood early morning and you really don't want to wake up neighbors or anything, I'm gonna downshift, fourth, third, second, first. So you hear the exhaust note right there once I downshift. And it probably still sounds somewhat all right, but it's really not, it's not the mode that I want to be in when I'm driving this car. I'm gonna go through first, second, third. I got on the gas a little bit there just so you can hear a little bit harder acceleration. I was at part throttle at first and then I switched over to somewhat full throttle. Obviously, you know, I'm on standard roads here. I don't want to be going crazy fast or anything like that. I'm just driving around. But I'm just cruising at fourth gear. You can switch to fifth, sixth gear. Barely hear it cruising. Gonna come to a stop, downshift. And you can hear right there. So it's an interesting mode, this whole weather mode. So now I'm going to switch over to my mode, which my mode is that mix between, actually, you know what? I'm switching to touring mode because my mode is basically like sport mode and all the other ones. We'll do that one last. Now I'm in touring mode, so it's a little bit louder than the one we're just in, the weather mode. Part throttle. Part throttle acceleration going through the gears. Sounds great. This is a really good everyday mode to be in, whether when you don't want to be too loud, but you do want to hear it, but then you don't want it to be too quiet because you really want to hear it, right? This is a really good in-between mode. I suggest this mode for a lot of people on their daily use for the car. Going to the more sporty modes is loud for sure because you're going to hear it a little bit. But touring mode's a nice little in-between where you get it all. I'm going to make a U-turn over here. Downshift for you. So you hear the downshifts nice and crisp, and this car is one of the best sounding downshifting cars I've ever had. Love going down all the gears so you can hear that difference in it. Once again, part throttle acceleration right now. I'll do a little bit of a wide open acceleration in a little bit, just for a little bit, so you can kind of hear what it sounds like when you fully open it up, you're ripping, and you can hear what the exhaust sounds like then in this touring mode. We're still in touring mode right now before I switch to the wide open mode, which is basically your sport, track mode, and for me, my mode as well, and also Z mode. We downshift down to, I'm in third gear right now. Just go a little bit of a hit. I'll wait a little bit. I want you to hear it. Third gear, just cruising right here. This is about 5,000 RPM right now. Third gear. It's a little loud, right? Not too crazy. But sounds really good. We're gonna downshift here. This is touring mode, by the way. We haven't even gotten to open this thing fully up yet, right? So now I'm going to open this thing up. gonna go over to a sport mode, right? Which is basically the same thing as all the other modes. And you're gonna hear, so now I'm in second gear, part throttle acceleration. Wow, this thing sounds absolutely epic. I'm in fourth gear right now, cruising, you know, going maybe 4,000 RPM. And this thing sounds so good. A downshift to third, and do a little hit for you. Sounds so good. I mean, that's what this thing sounds like. And once again, this sport mode that I'm in right now is the same exact exhaust node as a track mode, as a Z mode, my mode right now for me, all that. I mean, it's all the same. A downshift for you. Those are the downshifts right there. This thing is incredible. I'm gonna make a little bit of a U-turn. Go through the gears again for you, part throttle. That's part throttle acceleration, by the way. That's not even wide open. I was nowhere near. I did take it all the way to like 8,500 RPM though, but part throttle. Cruising that fourth gear sounds so good. Go to fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. Now I'm in eighth gear right now. It's actually pretty quiet cruising in eighth gear. It's really not bad at all. I mean, it's actually pretty quiet. It's not bad. You're cruising, you're chilling. But when you want to hit it again, you know, you can hit it. And when you hit it, it's pretty loud. It is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna downshift for you so you can hear all the downshifts nice and crisp again. Sixth, fifth, fourth, third, second, first. Absolutely epic. So those are all the different sounds that you hear from this car. I'm gonna stay in this sport mode because it sounds so good. Sounds so good. I mean, how can anybody say that this doesn't sound good? I'm gonna downshift again for you. Hear that? I mean, it's just amazing. Those downshifts, that's why I love downshifting in this car all the way down to first gear. Man, this car is absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible car. I love it. I absolutely love this thing. It doesn't get any better than this. So incredible. Cruising parking lot speeds right now in sport mode, and it sounds so good. And there you go. So that's it. That is your nice little stock exhaust test so you can hear what it sounds like. There's a reason why I'm doing the stock exhaust test. I could have done this a long time ago, but I wanted to wait till now. The reason why is because here soon in the next, sometime in the next 30-ish days or so, 30 to 40 days, somewhere in that range, I will be getting some different exhaust for this car. I'm gonna be getting a different kit for this car. We're gonna put it on, we're gonna test it, we're gonna sound check it, we're gonna do all that fun stuff. And I'll probably do another before. Actually, when I do videos for that one, I'll do some before and after so you can kind of hear idle, revving, driving at cruising speeds, accelerating, all that stuff. We'll put it all together. I wanted to do this now because this is gonna be one of my last few chances to actually do a video like this for the stock exhaust, and I wanted to make sure I did something like this before I got the new exhaust. So the new one coming out is gonna be great. It's not even launched or arrived yet. Nobody really has it. I don't think anybody has it right now, I don't believe. Once I get it, I'll be doing full reviews and everything. I can't tell you exactly where it's coming from, but there's quite a few companies out there trying to create stuff right now, and this is one of them. So So I believe that they're gonna be the best, and that's why I wanted to go with them. So I can't wait to get their products on the vehicle. I'll tell you a little bit more about it, actually a lot more about it once we do videos on it. But for right now, that's what you get. You get my C8 Z with stock exhaust for its final month or so that it's gonna have that. And I had to do it before it got too late. So anyways, thank you all for tuning in. It's been fun, and can't wait to hear what this thing sounds when I get the next exhaust. But between now and then, I'm still making videos with, you know, my car being stock, but you know, give me like next 5-6 weeks or so, and then we're gonna have something different for you. Can't wait.